Welcome to this edition of What's Your Story? My name's Heidi Paxson. Grant Gutches from What's Your Story is going to give us a recap of the football season behind the scenes with Coach Keys.
The University of Findlay's football team had a historic season this year, ending with a semi-playoff game, the first time the team has made it to the playoffs since moving to Division II. Despite a loss in Saturday's Great Midwest Athletic Conference championship game against Ohio Dominican, the Oilers finished the regular season with 9 wins, the most in a season since 2002.
Every season comes with anticipation, and you're always excited about, moving forward. But when we finished last year, I thought the 6-5 record didn't indicate how good of a team we were. We played a couple really close games against Ferris State, Grand Valley, so I knew how good we can be. Well, it's funny, you open up with a win against Tiffin at Tiffin, and as you watch Tiffin play through the year, that win got better and better because they beat some really good football teams, and they're a good team. But you go into Ferris, and Ferris didn't open up the week before, so it was their first game. It was our second game. I thought the disadvantage was kind of on our side, and the previous 2 seasons we lost them by 3 points. So anticipation was high. Very excited about, hey, we get a chance to play Ferris State. We're going to beat them this year. And it didn't go so well.
On Sunday, November 12th, the Oilers anxiously watched the NCAA selection show together in Martin Lecture Hall to find out if their historic run would continue with a berth in the 2017 NCAA Division II playoffs. The last time Findlay played in a playoff game was December 20th, 1997. The Oilers were ranked 21 in the most recent American Football College Association's Top 25 poll. They entered the playoffs in the Super Region 1's number 7 seed and traveled to Shepherdstown, West Virginia to take on number 2 team in the region, the Shepherd University Rams.
There were so many emotions at play from Saturday after the Ohio Dominican game, actually leading into the game, and then all the way to Sunday evening because everybody was anticipating that game. Both teams undefeated in the conference, and we lost to them a year ago. So this was a big game. We really wanted to beat ODU. And it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. To be on that field at ODU, the emotions from a staff perspective and team perspective were probably at its lowest of the year because everybody thought it was over. Season's done. We didn't win a championship. We failed is what at least my mindset was. I didn't feel very good about it. And then when they announced it on Sunday night, we went from the absolute lowest point you could possibly have in the 2017 to, I thought, the highest point in the 2017 season to be selected as one of 28 to play in the playoffs.
After beating Shepherd University, the Oilers headed to Assumption. This was their first time meeting between Findlay and Assumption on the gridiron. This is the 6th time this season, however, that the Oilers have faced an opponent for the first time. But it's not just the team itself that the Oilers are experiencing for the first time.
Here we go. We go from 7-hour bus ride to Shepherdstown, West Virginia, play the game, bus back. We get back here, 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning on Saturday night, and then you have to play another game. So you got to shift back into your routine, and we find out the NCAA, because of mileage, we're going to fly to the game. So we end up chartering a flight. A lot of guys have not flown before. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, now we need ground transportation to Toledo. We got to get on the plane. We're going to fly from Toledo to Worcester, Mass. And then we're going to get off that plane and we're going to go practice.
This season may have just ended, but for the football team and staff, the work is never ending. There is always next season to look forward to and prepare for.
Everybody is congratulating you and they're excited about what happened in 17. And everybody sees the coaches and the players and how much work they do in season. But I'll give you from my perspective, the off season is much harder than in season. We do so much more work. We took Sunday off as a staff, and then you shift right into recruiting. Monday we're back in the office at 8 o'clock, and we're starting to watch tape, and we're starting to figure out how to replace the seniors we graduated and build this next class. But
for UFTV, I'm Grant Gutches.
Now we're going to go to Leah Palm, who's going to give us a behind-the-scenes look at the newest addition to campus.
There's a newly dedicated building on Fraser Street with big plans for the future.
We would like this place to be sort of an open door that they can come into and say, I'd like to talk about this event, this idea, this topic that seems to be affecting my life.
The Center for Storytelling and Participatory Media will be the newest addition that will allow the community members and students alike to begin telling and creating digital stories.
When we begin to ask students to ask other people to tell them about their experiences, that really changes the way that we understand actually what this thing is all about. The process of creating these digital stories really expands someone's awareness about the way that stories help shape our understanding of how things work in the world. They also introduce a lot of empathy into the process.
Creating a place for students and the community to come together will shape a new path for education and involvement at UF.
We hope that the work that we do can have an impact then in the community in terms of helping them not only develop a sense of shared identity of what it means to be a human in Findlay, but also to actually help affect change. And then from the student side of things, we can provide sort of a base or set of resources for them to be able to conduct their own research or to go out and participate in some of this sort of work and gain some service learning experience. But also our archive then can be a useful set of materials for them to conduct their own research with.
But the change that the CSPM is hoping to inspire goes beyond the physical aspects.
I think students generally find that this process completely opens their minds but also their hearts to what's going on and motivates their work in a different way.
It allows us the possibility, again, to share these stories and to connect with each other in very empathetic ways. We have these rich, robust pieces of media that we can use to communicate. My hope is that we will create a space where people can come and feel safe in sharing their stories, and there's just such a wide potential to help us work together to find solutions to some of the issues that we face.
While the CSPM is focused on creating a better education for our students, there is a deeper mission.
And I hope that this can be a safe space where people can come together to better understand each other and to work to move forward and talk about some of these difficult issues in a way that is respectful and pushes us towards sustainable, positive change.
Thanks for filling us in, Leah. Now Corey and Nick are going to show us a behind-the-scenes look at the Toledo Zoo lights.
For over 30 years, the Toledo Zoo and Aquarium has illuminated the holidays with their display of Christmas lights. According to Shayla Moriarty, the Director of Communications at the zoo, the lights before Christmas attract more than 200,000 people each year, making it a staple of Toledo and the surrounding area from November through December. According to the zoo website, the event presented by Key Bank boasts over 1 million lights and more than 200 illuminated animal images. In 2016, the zoo was voted the best zoo light display in the USA Today's 10 Best Reader's Choice contest and wants to continue to hold that place this year. The zoo kicked off the event this year by lighting their award-winning Big Tree on November 17th. The tree is an 85-foot Norway spruce with 35,000 LED bulbs strung around its giant branches.
And it's actually probably 70 years old, 65 to 70 years old.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And let me tell you that it takes almost a whole week in itself to put the lights on the big tree. And that's probably, give or take, about 35,000 lights that go on that tree.
At $17 a ticket, guests get to enjoy all the sights and activities that the zoo has to offer. Kids can head to the Winter Village, which includes bumper cars and an ice slide, while adults can warm up their spirits at the new beer garden. After walking through the zoo, guests can also catch a break from the cold by heading into different buildings, including the aquarium. And if guests show up early enough in the day, they can see Santa scuba dive in the Pacific Reef tank. Later in the evening, guests can head to the north side of the park to visit Santa in his new location at the Arctic Encounters. After warming up their fingers and toes inside, guests can take their rosy cheeks out to catch the dancing lights next to the valley. And if that isn't enough, they can take a walk to the northwest side of the Carnivore Cafe to see the new edition of Scenes of Wonder, a 3D projected scene accompanied by music dancing its way through the night.
Thanks, Nick and Corey. That's definitely something I'd want to check out. Now, Chris Corso is going to take us behind the scenes at the University of Findlay's campus radio station to wrap up the show.
WLFC honestly means everything to me because it kind of gives me that leeway to express myself through the radio and show the audience who I am. I'm not just a pre-vet student. I'm a student that likes to listen to music and likes to share my, knowledge and love for music with everyone else.
I love music, and I really feel like my taste in music can contribute to the radio station and kind of like introduce new music, some underground indie bands to students on our campus. that would really enjoy the music, but without this station, they might not have ever heard of these cool bands.
WLFC has given me a home here at Findlay's campus. Indie alternative is not really well recognized here, and it's definitely given me something to do and something to be a part of.
It's just a fun job, and it also is kind of cool to connect to a community in that kind of way, like just kind of differently through music. And like a lot of people listen to the radio, but a lot of people don't really think very much behind what that is.
I have a pretty large audience out there, and they call me, they Snapchat me or text me or whatever, and be like, hey, play this song, play that song, and if I don't have it, I'll download it instantly and play it for them.
WLFC wasn't even, it kind of is what got me into communication. I came here as a business administration major, and I didn't really like it that well, but started working at the radio station just as sort of something to do, and it sort of pointed me in a direction that I liked a lot better. So probably if it hadn't been for WLFC, I don't know, I wouldn't be doing something that I enjoy like I do for my career now, which, you know, full time I do news for WFI and WKXA. So over the summer we bought 4 iPads and we set up sort of a virtual TV studio inside the radio station where we could invite bands in or people from the community, and we could have them come in and play a couple of songs in our studios and put it out live on the air, but then also do like a YouTube video with it. It's something we haven't done before, at least not to my knowledge. And it's a pretty cool new feature. We've had, I think, 5 or 6 bands come through and take advantage of it. So it's definitely a new wrinkle that we like playing around with.
My all-time favorite memory is meeting Fox Tracks, and I know that's so cliche to say because everyone in the studio knows us all, but they were so nice, so amazing.
My second favorite moment would be when Amy and I did a show together. It was like super late at night. We were both just like tired and slap happy, and we were just like super energetic on live and everything. So
and hopefully the audience thought that too when they were listening, because
that was a lot of fun.
This is WLFC.
This is WLFC.
This is WLFC.
This is WLFC.
Thanks, Chris, and that wraps it up for this edition of What's Your Story? My name's Heidi Paxson. Happy holidays, everyone.